This is Ben Television News Roundup, a compilation of major stories in the weekend. I'm Tunde Alabi. Thank you for being part of the program today. For many voters in the U.S., this year's presidential contest between Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Hillary Clinton could come down to choice between one candidate who promises change and another who offers stability. Jean Malone has more on how the issues of change and temperament have taken on a high profile in the campaign for the White House.
Democrat Hillary Clinton campaigning in Pennsylvania with Vice President Joe Biden. Clinton has surged in recent polls, in part because of growing voter concern about Donald Trump's fitness to be president.
There is no doubt Donald Trump is temperamentally unfit and totally unqualified to be President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief.
Oh, thank you.
Recent polls show that about a third of Americans believe Trump has the right temperament to be president, while nearly 6 in 10 believe Clinton does. But those same polls also show many voters do not trust Clinton, primarily because of lingering questions about her use of a private email server while Secretary of State. Trump tried to turn the tables on Clinton during a recent foreign policy speech in Ohio.
Incident after incident proves again and again Hillary Clinton lacks the judgment, as said by Bernie Sanders, stability and temperament, and the moral character to lead our nation.
Trump could benefit from the public's desire for change. Nearly 2/3 say the country is on the wrong track. But both candidates suffer from a negative image in the polls, says Gallup pollster Frank Newport.
Donald Trump has about 63% of the American public who, when we ask them, say their opinion of him is negative. Hillary Clinton right now has about 56% of Americans who say the opinion of her is negative. So her unfavorables aren't quite as high.
Trump's temperament has emerged as a key issue in recent weeks after a series of controversies sparked by some of his questionable claims, comments, and attacks. Many Republicans want Trump to tone down his rhetoric and focus on Clinton, says analyst Scott Faulkner.
He now needs to make the turn, and it isn't meaning moderating, it doesn't mean pulling punches, it just means he needs to broaden his appeal to better engage the American public.
Trump has shaken up his campaign leadership team yet again in hopes of a political rebound, but he's ruling out changing his controversial campaign style.
I don't want to change. Everyone talks about, oh, well, you're going to pivot, I don't want to pivot. I mean, you have to be you.
Clinton has built a steady lead in recent national and key state polls, and Trump's best chance to reset his campaign may not come until the first presidential debate in late September.
Still on issues in the American election, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has outlined his policy for fighting terrorism during a campaign stop Monday in Ohio. Trump claimed his Democratic rival Hillary Clinton will be unable to prevent terrorist attacks or defeat Islamic State militants in the Middle East. Meanwhile, Clinton had a campaign in Pennsylvania with Vice President Joe Biden has accused Trump of jeopardizing America's security.
Speaking in Youngstown, Ohio, Trump again blamed President Barack Obama and his former Secretary of State Clinton for the rise of Islamic State and said he would defeat the militants.
We will partner with King Abdullah of Jordan and the President of Egypt, President Sisi, and all others who recognize this ideology of death that must be extinguished. We will also work very closely with NATO on this new mission.
Trump made no reference to the New York Times report suggesting that his campaign manager, Paul Manafort, may have made lucrative deals with the Ukrainian party with close ties to Russia. Manafort denied receiving any payments from the party, but his past business links with Russia are now under tight scrutiny. The Republican Party launched its first election campaign in Israel on Monday to try to convince some 300,000 American-Israeli dual citizens to vote for Trump.
They don't know, they don't even remember that they can vote, and this time we're going to convince them that they have to go out and vote, because their number one issue, their only issue, is who will be better president to the Israeli government.
Some of these dual citizens are from the battleground state of Pennsylvania, where Clinton campaigned on Monday.
I know some of you may have friends up here in northeastern Pennsylvania who are thinking about voting for Trump. You know, I know. Friends should not let friends vote for Trump.
Vice President Joe Biden was with Clinton at a rally in Scranton.
Trump's ideas are not only profoundly wrong, they're very dangerous and they're very un-American. They reveal a profound ignorance of our Constitution. It's a recipe for playing in the hands of terrorists and their propaganda.
An average of recent national polls indicates that Clinton has a lead of nearly 7 percentage points over Trump.
Still in America, U.S. President Barack Obama stated that his administration has made giant strides to combat global climate change. He disclosed this at the White House during his weekly chat.
One of the most urgent challenges of our time is climate change. We know that 2015 surpassed 2014 as the warmest year on record, and 2016 is on pace to be even hotter. When I took office, I said this was something we couldn't kick down the road any longer, that our children's future depended on our action. So we got to work, and over the past 7.5 years, we've made ambitious investments in clean energy and ambitious reductions in our carbon emissions. We've multiplied wind power 3-fold, we've multiplied solar power more than 30-fold. In parts of America, these clean power sources are finally cheaper than dirtier conventional power. And carbon pollution from our energy sector is at its lowest level in 25 years, even as we're continuing to grow our economy. We've invested in energy efficiency, and we're slashing carbon emissions from appliances, homes, and businesses, saving families money on their energy bills. We're reforming how we manage federal coal resources, which supply roughly 40% of America's coal. We've set the first ever national standards limiting the amount of carbon pollution power plants can release into the sky. We also set standards to increase the distance our cars and light trucks can go on a gallon of gas every year through 2025. And they're working. At a time when we've seen auto sales surge, manufacturers are innovating and bringing new technology to market faster than expected. Over 100 cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks on the market today already meet our vehicle standards ahead of schedule. And we've seen a boom in the plug-in electric vehicle market, with more models, lower battery costs, and more than 16,000 charging stations. But we're not done yet. In the weeks and months ahead, we'll release a second round of fuel efficiency standards for heavy-duty vehicles. We'll take steps to meet the goal we set with Canada and Mexico to achieve 50% clean power across North America by 2025. And we'll continue to protect our lands and waters so that our kids and grandkids can enjoy our most beautiful spaces for generations. There's still much more to do, but there's no doubt that America has become a global leader in the fight against climate change. Last year, that leadership helped us bring nearly 200 nations together in Paris around the most ambitious agreement in history to save the one planet we've got. That's not something to tear up. It's something to build upon. And if we keep pushing and leading the world in the right direction, there's no doubt that together we can leave a better, cleaner, safer future for our children.
And in a recent announcement that there may be a real fare increase by next year has attracted mixed reaction from members of the British public. Ben TV's Chairman of Palua spoke with members of the public on the possible increase in rail fare next year. Our report.
The announcement that train fares are set to increase by 1.9% from 2017 have been met with calls for the railways to be renationalized. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn has revealed plans to bring the nation's railways back into public ownership as train fares are set to rise again, insisting the move could save passengers up to 10% of their fares. The increase almost doubled the rate of the rise this time last year as passengers held protests at stations demanding better services. However, there has been mixed reactions from the public, and here's what they have to say.
Yes, look, bear it in mind. Every technology is improving. So, and they're using the, money purchasing all the necessary equipment. So definitely, there must be a little bit increase. And all these things, it's run by the energy of the human being. And, every family, they need extra. So I think for better services, it's worth it.
Well, it might be. I mean, in the past it was better because now they're all competing with each other and they just put the prices up and up. And if people want to get to work, they can't afford to go to work sometimes, so they have to give their job up. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, it's a state thing, isn't it? So we should take control of it.
Do you think the increase in rail fares by next year is justified?
Probably not, no.
Okay, but what about nationalisation?
I don't know if it's the right solution for the cost of it. So it's going to cost so much money to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
I mean, I'm not really actually from around here, so, but it's definitely difficult to navigate. So.
Okay. But what about the increase? Because there's a plan on increase in rail fare next year. Do you think it's justified? Should it go on?
No, I don't think so. I think it's pretty unaffordable as it is, especially for people who don't work, and they need to get from point A to point B. And so if they increase the fares, that's going to limit a lot of the people that will be able to use the rail system.
Might be a good idea, although I'm no expert, but I think it may well be a good idea to have it under one authority, rather than all this split up, whatever goes on just now.
What about the plans to increase the rail fare by next year? Should it be justified?
No, I don't think so. It should be government subsidised. We've got the highest rail fares in Western Europe, I believe. So I don't see why that is.
But if the prices are increased...
Possibly, but I'm sure there's other things the Chancellor could do to improve the railways without putting up fares. I mean, that's all right. You can always put up fares, but I think a combination of nationalisation and a bit more subsidy might be a good starting point.
I don't, because they're trying to put the fares up, aren't they? I know that's not really fair, is it, to the public? I don't think that they should put them up. No, I think they should keep them as low as possible, especially with what's going on with the delays and everything. It's not fair on the public. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, thank you.
I don't know. It's very difficult to say because they have to pay the wages as well. So I don't know. It's a very difficult question because they have to support the others as well, isn't it? Others has got their living as well.
It's the rail fares. Are they increasing all wages? No, they're not increasing all wages. How can they increase rail service if they're not increased? We need our wages to be increased first so we can pay rail services. It's a lot of struggling. Yeah.
The government is set to announce another round of regulated rail fares increase for this coming year. Osarimeno Palua reporting for Ben TV News.
In a new video, London Mayor Sadiq Khan has given the scorecards of his administration in the City Hall since being elected the Mayor of London just over 100 days ago. Here's the video.
It's been 100 days since I was first elected as the Mayor of London, thanks to the hard work of Labour members and supporters across our city. I want to take a moment to say thank you for all your help. This is a chance to look back at the last 100 days at what we've been able to achieve together. The most ambitious plan to tackle air quality anywhere in the world. The first ever gender pay audit at City Hall and a real plan to tackle pay inequality. Proudly marched at the front of Pride in London. The night tube will finally begin to open this summer. All TfL fares frozen for 4 years and pushing the government to freeze the fares on their lines. 2 bus journeys for the price of 1 from this September anywhere in London. Locked plans to develop on London's vital green belt. Started building my new Homes for Londoners team to ensure there are genuinely affordable homes to rent and buy. an extra dedicated police officer in every ward by 2017. Launched a terror preparedness review to keep Londoners safe from terrorist attacks. Clean bus lanes secured in some of the most polluted areas of London. Working on plans for London's first cultural enterprise zone. Approved the next cycle superhighway. Launched the London is Open campaign to show our city will always be outward looking and open to the world. All of this was only possible due to your help. Thank you.
A new video made by Boko Haram, a militant terrorist armed group in Nigeria, has sparked debate in the country over how the Nigerian government should respond to the militants offer of a prisoner swap to free the kidnapped Chibok girls. The parents of the girls are urging the government to negotiate.
Very soon, her family will come for breakfast. But in quiet moments like this, Esther Yakubu thinks about her daughter, Dorcas Maida. This picture was taken in 2014, just days before Dorcas and nearly 300 of her classmates were kidnapped by Boko Haram from their school in the town of Chibok in northeastern Nigeria. She was 15 years old at the time.
A message to my daughter.
I thank you because of the heart God gave you. It's because of God that you are still alive.
On Sunday, Boko Haram released a video showing as many as 50 of the Chibok girls. Dorcas Maida was among them. She was singled out to deliver a message to her family and to the Nigerian government. We are suffering, she says. Release the Boko Haram members so that we can get our freedom. Seeing her daughter triggers mixed emotions for Esther. There's frustration, grief, relief. Esther has been an active member of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign, pressuring the Nigerian government to rescue the girls from Boko Haram. At least 217 girls are still missing.
The message I have for the federal government is for them to release the fighters so that the fighters will release the girls. To me, the federal government have failed. 2 years, 4 months. They say they don't even have vital information of the whereabouts of the girls. If they do not do something, the girls will be killed.
The Yakubu family comes together for breakfast. Hot porridge made from rice and groundnuts. There's Yabu, the father. 15-year-old daughter Happy. Marvelous is 12. There's 8-year-old Ibrahim and 6-year-old Mercy. They all know that someone is missing, Dorcas Maida. And Esther vows to keep raising her voice to get her daughter back.
And with that, so we conclude the news roundup for this week. Thank you for being part of the program. Today, Alabi, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. As part of our continued efforts to reach the African and other ethnic communities in the United Kingdom with greater impacts and create the platform to hear your silent and unheard views in this hugely growing community in the United Kingdom, our channel, Ben TV, presents to you another live current affairs television program. Our focus on the program is to review and discuss issues around the diaspora community in the UK. The program offers you that unrestricted voice on issues affecting you in the UK. Join us live every Monday at 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. Another business segment of Dialogue in Diaspora, 2 to 3 p.m. every Monday. But guess what? You know you can be part of the program. Just send us an email at bentelevisionuk@gmail.com. Dialogue in Diaspora, your voice, your opinion on our TV.